Today's video is different. This isn't just educational. This is protective. I need to tell you something that most practitioners don't talk about openly. I passed out during a heavy metal detox, and I don't want that happening to you. This wasn't dramatic. It wasn't hype. It wasn't fear. It was physiology. Felt nauseous, lightheaded, tunnel vision started creeping in, and I was able to lay down in my bed, and then I lost consciousness. Not for a long time, but I was out. Then that was followed by a day of total exhaustion, nausea, and weakness. Later, when I understood what had happened inside my body, it made perfect sense. And that understanding changed the way I approach Mercury forever. So if you ever feel worse during detox, feel dizzy or unstable, experience air hunger or sudden anxiety during heavy metal protocols, stay with me. This may reframe everything. Let's break this down. Red blood cells carry oxygen to our body. Each one has 4 oxygen receptor sites where oxygen binds. Oxygen has a normal affinity for those sites. Carbon monoxide, which we know is dangerous, binds approximately 200 to 500 times stronger than oxygen. That's why carbon monoxide exposure is so deadly. Now here's the part that most detox conversations skip. Mercury's affinity for those binding sites, as well as changing the structure of the red blood cells, is in the thousands. Thousands. That's when mercury is circulating aggressively in the bloodstream, especially during a rapid detox. It can compete with oxygen for those binding locations. If mercury occupies those sites, oxygen delivery drops, and when oxygen delivery drops, the brain reacts immediately. Symptoms can include nausea, weakness, dizziness, anxiety surge, heart racing, tunnel vision, and collapse. The body will shut down when oxygen is compromised. It's not weakness, it is survival. God designed it into our bodies. Later, I had a friend who did the same strong heavy metal detox protocol. She passed out on the bathroom floor naked, completely shut down. This is not a mild detox headache. This is oxygen transport interference. It deserves respect. It's not just a mild detox symptom. Not all heavy metals behave the same way. Mercury is considered the most dangerous element in the human body. Cadmium is next. Mercury disrupts glutathione. Let's pause here for a second because glutathione gets thrown around a lot, and glutathione is often called the body's master antioxidant. But what does it actually mean? Glutathione is a small molecule your body makes inside your cells. Its job is to bind toxins, neutralize oxidative stress, protect the mitochondria, support detox pathways, and help escort heavy metals out of the body. Think of glutathione as one of the body's internal cleanup crews. Now here's the problem. Mercury has a very strong attraction to sulfur-containing molecules, and glutathione is sulfur-rich. So when mercury is present in high amounts, it binds to glutathione. And when that happens, your detox capacity drops, your antioxidant protection drops, your mitochondria become more vulnerable, and oxidative stress increases. So not only is mercury toxic on its own, it also disables one of the body's primary defense systems. That's one of the reasons it behaves, mercury does, like a gatekeeper metal. If glutathione is tied up dealing with mercury, everything else becomes harder to clear. So you can see by what I said, mercury impairs detox enzymes, binds aggressively, affects mitochondria, interferes with the red blood cells' oxygen transport job, and it targets the nervous system. It behaves like a super magnet, and here's something important. Other metals often defer to mercury. I think of mercury as a gatekeeper metal. When mercury is present, detox pathways are compromised. We just talked about the glutathione connection. Other metals don't clear efficiently, and reactions are harsher. When mercury is removed first, other metals often clear more gently, energy stabilize, and detox becomes smoother. Sequence matters. Mercury doesn't just randomly float around your body. It prefers to hide in the nervous system. So we see brain fog, mood swings, anxiety spikes, memory lapses, and emotional volatility. Red blood cells, talked about that with the oxygen disruption, fatigue, air hunger, heart racing, dizziness. Mercury goes into the reproductive organs and hormone imbalance takes place. PMS intensifies. fertility changes, emotional sensitivity is heightened, and the lymphatic system becomes sluggish for detox, immune dysregulation, and inflammatory stacking. These are the same exact symptoms my exhausted women struggle with daily. And when someone says, I don't feel like myself, I pay attention. This is not diagnostic. I am not a physician telling you that you have this or that or the other. But there are sometimes physical clues of heavy metal burden. Some people notice a bluish tone under their tongue. So when you lift up your tongue, you can see mostly blue. The areola of the nipple will not be showing that. Significantly can be darker than the surrounding skin. It should be about the same color, if not slightly darker. And disproportionate pigmentation shifts take place when mercury is present. These are observational clues, not proof, which is why testing matters. And we don't guess, we assess. Pay attention to those clues, though. Your body tells you things all the time. So primary sources of mercury. Number one, silver amalgam fillings. Every silver filling has a ton of mercury in it. I don't know why they ever called them silver, because yes, there is silver and mercury, but there is much more mercury affecting the body than that silver ever did. Improper filling removal, large fish consumption. I'm not talking volume of fish, but large fish. Tuna, for instance, they tend to be very large when we get them in commercial situations. So large fish. Dental office exposure. If you've ever worked in a dental office, more than likely you got a high mercury exposure just from that alone. In utero transfer. So when a woman is pregnant, mercury will go into the placenta as pregnancy progresses, and that child can get that mercury. Certain paints contain high levels of mercury because they have replaced lead with mercury for preserving paints. Agricultural exposure. Fluorescent lighting releases mercury constantly. If you're in a building that has all kinds of fluorescent lights, you're getting a lot of mercury in your body over time. Vaccinations containing thimerosal, which is in many vaccines. Thimerosal is another name for mercury. So let me say this clearly. You cannot live a fully healthy life with active mercury vapor releasing in your mouth, period. Silver fillings in your mouth, you need to get them out. They continuously release that vapor. It's a low-level chronic exposure. And if you also consume large fish regularly, that adds to the burden. It all stacks on top of each other. If you have silver fillings, set a plan to remove them, but do it wisely. The correct sequence is to support those detox pathways before removal and work on getting heavy metals out prior to that mercury removal. And then work with a trained biological dentist to safely remove those fillings. Detox again afterwards to catch up what was released. I didn't do that years ago. It caused health consequences. If you have had fillings removed in the past but never have done a specific heavy metal detox afterward, your body likely still holds onto stored mercury. And it could be a lot depending on how it was removed. And no, cilantro and chlorella are not enough. Mercury binds tightly. It requires strategy. Here's what happens when detox is too aggressive. Mercury is mobilized rapidly. Drainage is overwhelmed. Circulating mercury increases. Red blood cell binding increases. Oxygen delivery drops. And the body shuts systems down. That's what happened to me. I do not want you pushing through what you're thinking is being strong. Low, slow, always wins with heavy metal detox in particular. My framework, I assess the burden. I stabilize minerals and open up those drainage pathways. We calm the nervous system and gently mobilize mercury and other heavy metals. And we monitor oxygen-related symptoms. I recommend an at-home non-electric foot bath protocol. I use it with a lot of my clients, and I have personally used it with great success. Why? Because it puts you in the driver's seat. It allows pacing. It respects your nervous system, and you do not serve the protocol. The protocol serves you. Now, this I think is really interesting. Women can physically tolerate higher mercury levels compared to men. Do you hear that? Women can physically tolerate higher mercury levels compared to men, but tolerance does not equal wellness. Even small amounts disrupt energy, hormones, emotions, mitochondria, and your immune function. You don't have to be dying to be deeply impacted. If you're exhausted, foggy, reactive, hormonally off, and sensitive to detox, the next wise step is not guessing, it's clarity. That's why I use the root cause landscape blood panel to help us see toxin stress patterns, infection burden, cellular energy challenges, and nutrient utilization and digestion status. It does not diagnose Mercury directly, but it tells us if your body is overwhelmed. The link is below if you want to start there. I want to close by saying this. God created our bodies to work beautifully. Detox symptoms are not punishments. They are signals and they are protection. Signals that we need to pay attention to. Scripture tells us when we ask for wisdom, God provides it. So ask for wisdom. Seek wisdom in your next health steps. Not aggression, not fear, not rushing. Wisdom. The body is designed to heal itself. When we remove what's interfering with that design, it does it all on its own. And we do all of this strategically, not forcefully.